they first came out, man, they were bigger than God. I mean, you know, when I got Kiss Alive, I was just sitting there looking at that cover, and I heard Kiss before I even started playing drums. When you hear something like the God Under's drum solo, even though how simple it is, it catches your ear, you know. One thing I always loved about Peter Criss' drumming, you know, even as I got more advanced as a drummer and I started playing in the league with Tommy Aldridge and people like that really could play, is I loved his simplicity, but he also had those drum licks that you never forgot. Air drum to him all day, all night, and really thought what he plays complemented the band, you know. So that's why I really like Peter Criss.
Hey Peter, Mike Portnoy here. I wanted to thank you for over 40 years of being a drum hero to me. God, the first time I saw you and Kiss was December 14th, 1977. And it was a show that changed my life. That was one of my Ed Sullivan moments. People talk about seeing the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. For me, it was seeing Kiss at Madison Square Garden in 77. And that was the moment where I knew exactly what I wanted to do. And God, I have so many memories from learning the drum solo from 100,000 Years on Alive 1, and then later on the drum solo for God of Thunder from Alive 2, and just playing drums to all those early Kiss albums. I mean, that's how I got started on the drums. So just wanted to thank you.
Peter Criss's drumming, which means a lot to me. That was my first rock and roll drum teacher, like for real. That's what I did incessantly. It did for 2 or 3 years before I started getting other records. It was like save enough money up to get a Kiss record, you know. Yep. And look at the covers, which one's next, you know. But that was all when I was like in 3rd grade. I was like 8 years old, you know. So it wasn't like I was, you know, there was no internet. It wasn't like I was hanging around with a bunch of friends, you know, trading tapes or listening to their records. I'm an 8-year-old kid. So it was just a couple friends had a couple Kiss records, and I went over their house, and they had a snare drum in front of their stereo with a cymbal, and we all took turns keeping time to a song off to Destroyer. And that's the beginning. And soon after, I was obsessed with drums at the time, and still am at this point. But yeah, that was it. It started playing to Kiss records. Pound for pound as far as a drum solo, not technique or chops, just a solo featuring the drummer on his drums. I think the 100,000 Years on Kiss Alive is one of the most exciting ever. You know.